The Oscars are this Sunday, and now I've seen 2 of the 5 films nominated for Best Foreign Language Movie. The film I'm going to talk about today is called Timbuktu, and yes, it is nominated, and that was really the only reason I went to go see the movie. I know nothing about it, nothing about the story, nothing about the ideas or where it came from or what it was all about until now that I've seen the film. And I kind of don't have a clear idea exactly what I saw. There's a lot of interesting stories that happen in this film, but there is one main plot. There is a main plot that doesn't really surface until halfway through, but there are many subplots as we get to know the inhabitants of this community somewhere in the country. Now, this community is thriving, but in a very interesting way, as they're being really controlled by the fundamentalists in their Muslim community. And we get to know people that throughout the film that are breaking the rules by listening to music or not covering their face or their hands, especially the women. And then the main plot revolves around this cow herder who one day one of his cows actually gets murdered or killed by a fisherman, and he takes revenge, and so there's this eye for an eye plot that leads to something really tragic that happens in his family's life. There's a lot of other things that there is explored in here, and some things I understood, others I didn't. And this film is in many languages, including Arabic and French and some other languages. I mean, there's just a lot of culture going on in this movie. I don't know if we've got a lot of movies from this side of the world or from this filmmaker. And after watching it, it was quite difficult. I admit the movie's about an hour and 37 minutes, and I would say for about 40 to 50 minutes, I didn't really have a clear idea of what this film was about. It looked like it was a slice of life, people living their lives. We're getting a little bit of story here, a little bit of story there, and every once in a while it'll come back to tell those stories. But then we get to the main plot, which kind of was a subplot in itself, even though it was just a little bit bigger, and it was definitely an interesting idea, and there's many interesting and insightful ideas throughout the entire film. It made me look at this world that I'm not really aware of in a whole new light, and kind of understand it and sympathize with it, and at the same time be shocked and sad and be grateful that it's not part of my personal life. I had 2 interesting encounters after this film ended. And I will admit, I think this movie is a great film. It did take a while for it to grow on me. It's a film that's not for everyone, even though it is PG-13. It's a film that might bore some people, or people might have some questions about it or not fully understand it, and I can totally understand about that. But I had 2 really interesting encounters about this movie. First one, when the movie was over and the credits started rolling, this woman looked like she was probably in her 50s, maybe 60s, walked by me, and as she walked by me, she muttered the words, "Oh, we should just atom bomb this whole place." And I'm like, really? Are you that ignorant? I mean, this movie didn't show just the bad side. It showed the good side of humanity. And what do you want to start more war? That's not going to solve anything. War's never solved anything. I mean, it's helped to rid the world of a lot of evil. But in the end, war just becomes war, and you know, I mean, this whole story tells about the idea of eye for an eye and how it really just doesn't work. Maybe it worked in old biblical times, but right now, when you stone a person to death or you do something else to death, unless you really have a real good reason, it's quite pointless. And so I just felt like I didn't agree with what that woman said at all, and I was quite offended by it. I was just like, you know, that's not going to solve anything. You know, you blow up their country, they're going to blow up ours, and we're going to blow up, and the whole world's going to blow up, and we can't really enjoy all the things that we enjoy right now. I mean, there's a lot of tragedy that's going on in the world, and I totally understand. But there's a lot of good stuff in this world as well, and we must appreciate it and try and, you know, use our example of the good stuff and try and, you know, make the world more good. Anyways, the next encounter I had after this film, an older gentleman, probably in his 70s or 80s, came up to me, and he had a lot of questions about the movie, and we had this 30-minute conversation about the film, and it was very intelligent and effective. And as we were talking, I think we grew to love and appreciate the movie even more than I did when the movie was over. And he went away from what he said to me. He went away saying like, wow, that was thankful. I was like, I didn't understand that. I understand that. I'm like, well, I didn't understand all of it either. But I think as we came together and we started to talk about a film in a human and intelligent way, like people should, instead of just arguing and bickering and fighting, which, you know, doesn't help. I love those experiences that I've had recently as I've gone to see movies. Whether it's talking about a small, independent, foreign language movie like this, or a big Hollywood blockbuster with my friends that I've seen in the past. So I love stuff like that when that happens. It shows me that audiences are smart. They want to know. They want to be informed, and they want to also be entertained, and they want to get to know other people who love movies. So that was pretty cool. Overall, I thought this movie was really great. Again, it's not for everyone. It's not going to please all audiences in the sense that they might be bored and they'll go, what's going on? There's all these stories and I'm not really connecting to any of them. But I thought the main plot is we get to know this family of cow herders. That's what I enjoyed about the movie the most, and you got to see the film and see where it ends, where it goes from there. I'd be really curious in the comment box below, have you seen Timbuktu? Have you seen any other foreign language movies? There's a couple that are on Netflix, I think, right now that I'm going to try and see before Sunday, I hope. But right now I've seen Leviathan and Timbuktu, and out of those two I would pick Timbuktu, but who knows about the other three. They might be even better than those films. Alright everyone, I am going to give Timbuktu, I'm going to give the film 3.5 stars out of 4. I'm MovieManCHAD. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter and I'm on Facebook, and please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. Also go to Long Beach Acting and Film Association right here on Facebook and Twitter. Please also go to MoviePile.com, and if you've enjoyed this video movie review, please click right here, subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it in the meantime. Have a great day, a wonderful night, and a wonderful life, and I'll talk to you very soon in my next movie review. Bye everyone. Peace be with you, my friends.